This is the A1060. It's an expansion for the Amiga 1000. It's also called the sidecar because you like jam it in the side of the Amiga 1000. It gives the Amiga a PC in a box. You can run the PC in a window in Workbench, and you get the 8088 CPU, and you can run some of these cool business programs or whatever it was, you know, from that time. I don't have any power supply for it, so I have to adapt it for ATX. And this is the schematic for the motherboard, so it shouldn't be that hard. This is the ugly mess, but I don't have any choice because it came like this. And I'm gonna use this Trident VGA card to get, hopefully get something out to the monitor. And I put some tape here because it's an 8-bit bus in this sidecar. So everything is in place. Let's power it on. And we get the Trident and we get the Commodore Sidecar BIOS. So it looks promising. Counting the RAM here. All the gigabytes. Drive A is bad, and we don't have any keyboard because we haven't plugged it into the Amiga yet. Now, this one uses the Amiga keyboard to emulate a PC keyboard. And this is the board that communicates with the Amiga. Been some repair here from the past owner. Otherwise it looks kind of good, don't you think? Oh, and it has lots of these wires. There's a correction from Commodore after the boards were put to print. You see all these wires. There's not so much information online about this sidecar, so I have to like go with my gut feeling. This is the revision, and this is the logic here. Now some chips are socketed, so I guess they had some problems. And it runs the sidecar 2.66 BIOS. And these switches here are for the memory. And I have a problem with it. It boots, as you can see, up to the error prompt for the keyboard. But when I stick it in the Amiga, it doesn't work. I'll show you later. And here's the CPU. And you have a print port there, a parallel port. So the PC board here seems to be okay. I think the problem is in the board that communicates with the Amiga. I'm almost sure. And there's a big speaker for you. It's kind of fun looking at this old hardware here, trying to figure out how it works. Now, there had been a previous repair, so I was thinking maybe we repair it once again. Maybe something went wrong there, so I just pulled that chip out and I'm going to replace it. Put the socket in. And this is the Amiga 1000 connected to the sidecar, as you can see. This is the first Amiga ever, so I'm gonna make a movie about this later on. To start this computer you need the kickstart disk, because it didn't have any kickstart ROMs. So the kickstart was not written or finished when they released the machines. Now it doesn't matter which one of these workbench for sidecar I use, I get the same result every time. I'm going to show you now. I could really use some help here. I know it's a hardware thing. So the workbench is loading and the A1000 just switched on the sidecar. Memory is okay. I get this, and nothing is crashing, nothing is exploding, everything seems to be just fine and dandy. And then when I try to continue to bring up the window for the sidecar in Workbench, it doesn't work. So I would appreciate any help here, any pointers, maybe one of you knows. Please leave a comment, because I would really like this one to work as it should.